H is for health. Healthy people don't eat cheese dip. Healthy food doesn't stimulate the body like crack. Chocolate might, cheese does, bacon begs to be eaten, and a properly prepared steak can melt men. Celery may have a nice crunch, but it will never live up to the hype. It can be argued that health is mystified as of late. See, when I was a kid, I was pretty healthy. Other than the occasional ear infection, I felt good. Headaches were not a concern, running was just a quicker way to get around, and food didn't seem to matter so much. I ate what I could get my hands on and felt fine afterwards. At some point in high school, I began to care about fitness. I wanted to be faster and stronger. Then I realized I needed to pay attention to the food I ate. Time lapsed, and stress like never before consumed me. Fitness took a back seat. That, coupled with the American diet, a thick layer of fat caressed me. Soon I started to drink alcohol and realized that one needed to be careful about how you consumed it. See, alcohol makes you sick. If you have a small amount, it's barely noticeable. If you have a lot, it affects your entire following day. Sleep became important to keep track of, and exercise became forced. Now I'm in recovery. I'm on a path to be healthy again. Of course, if health was measured in only numerical values, it might be simple. Get a good blood pressure test score, lose some weight, measure your strength, and see how dense your poo is. If only it was that simple. Hell, it might be nice if we had some consensus too. The doctors and scientists seem to disagree about the best way to be healthy. Frauds go on TV and spread their best-selling book of half-truths. At the end of the day, it comes down to open-minded research. This research works best if you do some experimenting on your own. Do you feel better when you eat 6 small meals, or does one big meal and a snack fix your belly? Should you listen to the hype about the red meat and all the cancer it causes, or should you just consider eating grass-fed beef? After you find what works, you should start following your own advice. This is much harder to do than it should be. See, along the path of life, you pick up habits. I happen to be a pretty good saver of money. Not that great at making it, so it works out. But I also picked up some bad habits, nachos being one of them. My favorite bad food happens to be a plate of chips, freshly microwaved cheese smothering every square inch, dipped in heavily salted salsa and sour cream mix. Throw in some taquitos, queso dip, and finish it off with some Reese's peanut butter ice cream. Ooh, I'm a happy man. It's not healthy, but not terrible in moderation. The problem is, I eat a lot when I'm hungry. I mean, I can quadruple what my friends put down. I love to feel stuffed. I manage to intake throughout the week pretty well, but just about every weekend I indulge. It's just the best I can do right now. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you just want to hate. I love making fun of fat people, almost as much as I love hating myself. Anyways, this is probably a good time to bring in the more controversial side of health, the spiritual and mental side. If you ain't right in the head, you're going to suffer consequences due to an imbalance. The mental side of health can be approached like the body, but the control you have feels removed. You can't just wake up in a good family situation or show up to your dream job and expect to be employed. Lack of control and lack of consensus makes it difficult to change your level of happiness. Plus, if you reach out to a professional, be ready for their medication fix. While medicine has a role to play in the health of some people, the pill pushers don't care about you. They would like to see the biggest profits possible, and they would like to do everything to get them. Doctors are trained by schools that receive grants from petroleum oligarchs that manufacture a form of pseudoscience. The belief that you can chemically fix somebody without destroying part of them is a scary concept. Pair that with a slew of chemical additives and biologically changed monocrops, we have a crisis going on. Healthcare is expensive and riddled with special interest. Preventative measures don't get the level of attention that cures get. Basically, we're up against a system that doesn't have our interest in mind, but pretends to. It might be objectively installed by a secret group to quell the masses, or maybe it's just humans being stupid. All of this being said, a better path leading to a healthy life exists. Whether I or you will actually get to live it is up to us. Luckily, there's the internet. See, for the attention-starved addict that scrolls along, there are voices that come out of the woodwork. I'm one of those voices. I got you thinking about your health in a more profound way than any daytime TV hack ever will. Oh, and look at that. The entire human knowledge is on the next tab over. It's called Google. Now fucking use it. Get out of your slump. Quit spending so much time in a chair or flat on your back. Go move and quit allowing yourself to rot. Yeah, I know I'm a hypocrite. Well, mostly. I've been on a health journey for about 6 months so far. So far, it's been a slow start, and I see as much backtracking as most of you will. But the rays of sunshine have been felt. I weigh less, and I've kept the muzzle out of my mouth far longer than I do most days. Will it work out for me? Probably not. But you have a chance. See, this is my Lord of the Rings moment. Remember when Aragorn told Legolas that he had hope for men, but kept none for himself? Well, that's me, being the hero. Go out and be healthy. Enjoy the benefits of not being sick. And if you're in a hopeless struggle, congrats. You've got company.